3 steps, 1, 2, 3. 3 things that you can do today that are going to help drastically change your life. Stay tuned. Peace, and as always, cheers, folks. Mark Mihalovic, aka the Flying Health Coach. So per the introduction, we're going to discuss today, 1, 2, 3, 3 things that are going to help you level up in life. Tier 1 to Tier 2, A to B, whatever analogy you want to use for you, right? And before we get into that, I want to share with you kind of a different definition of courage. It's one that I learned from Tony Robbins, but what is courage, right? So courage can be a lot of things. It's doing things that scare you, right? That's kind of the easy way to look at courage. But doing things that scare you might be one way. Another way to think about courage, and I want to read this, is seeing things as they are. See your life as it is. Don't see it worse than it is. Don't see it better. Just see things as they are. When you get to following steps, I want you to start to think about how can I see things better than what they are. But for now, just see things as they are. Not worse, not better, just as they are in the moment. Because what a lot of people do, they think about their life and they automatically think, right? They think worst case scenario all the time. Your brain always goes to worst case scenarios because it wants to protect you from those worst case scenarios, right? It's a defense mechanism. But we're going to rewire your brain to not think about the worst, right? Because thinking about the worst is not going to put you in a good state. Doesn't make you resourceful, makes you unresourceful, and that's no bueno. So, courage. See things as they are. When you think about that, right, and it's not positive thinking. That's not what this is. I'm not a positive thinker. You know, you're not going to go into your garden and just not see weeds, right? There's freaking weeds everywhere, right? They're going to destroy your crops, okay? Positive thinking would be like, yeah, there's no weeds there. I'll be fine. They'll go away. They'll kill themselves. No, that's not how life works. If you're in a lot of debt, your debt's not going to magically go away, right? What's the magic phrase for that? Faith without action is meaningless, right? You can have all the faith you want in the world, but if you don't put action, nothing's going to happen. If you don't physically go cut the weeds in your garden, they're still going to be there. They're still going to destroy your garden, okay? So don't think of this as positive thinking. This is just real life. Hence the quote, see things as they are. Without me jabbering more about that, let's discuss the 3 things that you can do to help move you Tier 1, Tier 2, and really help you to start changing your life. So the first one being raise your standards. Folks, you deserve more than what you have right now. And you have to believe that, okay? We'll get into the belief system second, but first and foremost, think of where your standards are now. Again, what is your life right now? What, not better or worse, what is it right now? What it is right now is based upon the decisions that you've made, based upon the standards that you set for yourself and everything around you. So if you want to get a better life, you need to increase those standards a little bit, right? Again, we're not going from where you are now to your ultimate dream life, right? We're not doing that big of a jump. We're just doing, what does the next level look like for me, standards-wise? What does it look like? Let's get to that level first, okay? And we'll keep climbing after that, right? But you got to the next level first, okay? So raise your standards. One other thing to think about with that when it comes to raising your standards is all the I should do this, right? How many times do you catch yourself saying that? I should do this. I should do that, right? One thing I always told people when I was health coaching is don't use should on me, okay? It's not I should do this. How do you turn those I shoulds into I must do this? I must get this done. I must do this. If I don't do this, X, Y, and Z will never happen, right? Turn those shoulds into musts before life turns all those shoulds into shit. Now I have to, right? Because when you get to the I have tos, puts you in a much more, a little bit of a stressful state, doesn't it? Not even a little bit, a lot of it. All of a sudden you get like anxious and nervous and you're like, I have to do this now and I have to do this when it could have been done, right? You could have saved yourself a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress. So raise your standards. Think about all the shoulds that you have right now. I should do this, I should do that. Turn those into, no, I must do this when it comes to my life. I must go for that new promotion. I must go for that new job. I must send that email, make that call, whatever it might be. Doesn't matter what it is for you, but turn those I shoulds into I musts. So 1, raise your standards. Number 2, change your limiting beliefs. What's that? We've talked about a lot in this channel. Done a few videos on limiting beliefs. So what is a limiting belief? It's a belief that you tell yourself inside your head. Those all, I can't do this, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z reason, okay? It's all those stories you tell yourself of reasons why you're not why you're not successful right now, or why I never will be successful. That's the bigger thing, is why can't I achieve that, right? Instead of thinking, why not me, universe? Think, why not me, right? People like Albert Einstein, were Nikola Tesla, Elon Musk, all these insanely wealthy or rich or smart people, that had this great influence on our society and our life, Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, all these people, they're no different than you and I. But what was different about them was the stories they told themselves, what was going on inside their head. Their belief system was, I am going to do this, I must do this, right? So you have to understand what your limiting beliefs are in your life for you to change them in your mind, which you can do, but you have to hear them first. You have to be conscious of what they are, okay? When you figure out what your limiting beliefs are, you need to align your belief systems, right? You need to align with what's my trajectory here? Where do I want to go, okay? Where I want to go, does who I am right now, does that align with where I want to go right now, right? Do my belief systems come together to get me where I want to go, okay? And then finally, last but not least, number 3, you need a right strategy, right? No matter, let's say you want to see a sunset. No matter how fast and far you run east, you're not going to see a sunset, right? No matter how much of a positive thinker you are, no matter how motivated you are, if you have the wrong strategy, it doesn't matter, right? There's a strategy for everything in life. There's a strategy to building wealth. There's a strategy to building a better body. There's a strategy for better relationships, right? There's a strategy for all these things out there. So you need to get the right strategy to get where you want to go, right? And there's resources everywhere available to you. So the 3 things that you really have to think about right now, again, I want to make this video short, but 1, raise your standards. 2, change your limiting beliefs. And 3, have the right strategy. Brain fart. So think about those 3 things, folks. Think about them hard, because they're 3 simple things and the concepts are simple, but the actions are the hard part. And we all know this when it comes to changing your life. All these concepts are easy, like, duh, Mark, yeah, if I go left instead of right, I'll get to where I want to go. Well, cool, well then why not go left then? You don't go left because you have a story in your head saying, well, if I go left, it's going to be harder, I can't do it, right? That's always what this boils down to. It's, you have limiting belief inside your head, your standards are shit, and you have a poor strategy. Well, I should go left, but I'm going to go straight instead because I might get there faster. Well, no. The right thing to do is go left because that's going to get me to where I want to go, right? You get the analogy. So, having said all that, I hope it's helpful. And when you're doing this, guys, be a kid, right? Think of like a kid. When's the last time, if you have kids right now, if you tell a kid no, what do they typically do right off the bat? They start to whine and cry and they beg and all that kind of stuff. Not to say you need to go whine, cry, and beg, but they generally don't take no well. They don't take no for an answer. So how can you apply it to being an adult? Don't take no for an answer. Make someone tell you no, right? When I mean verbiage, what I mean by that. Don't just quit on yourself. Don't just say, well, I'm the first person to do this. No, you get on the path, get on a path, right? Raise your standards, change your beliefs, and get a better strategy. Get on that path. Make someone tell you, no, you can't do this. Okay, if that path didn't work, different path then, right? Adjust, adapt, adjust to go down a different route, okay? So, hope that's helpful, folks. I'm thinking about a lot of stuff right now, and I wanted to do this video tonight. It's a little bit choppy, and I get that, but I hope those 3 things are beneficial to you. They've helped me a lot in my life, hence why I'm in the military right now, because I've told the story in the past that if I never did join the military, I'd regret it forever. But it came down to a decision that I had to do something that was scary for me to do, and this was scary. This is the first time I've been away from home this long in my entire life. I adapted to it, but trust me, it was not easy, especially at 37 years old. So, at the end of the day, folks, raise your standards, change your limiting beliefs, and adopt the right strategy. Do all those 3 things, and I promise you that you're going to start to see a lot of parts of your life start to change for the better. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. My email, flyinghealthcoach@gmail.com, if you're so inclined to want to talk, do a coaching call, or heck, even if you just need a good set of ears, I got those too. So, till next time, folks, remember, just got to believe. Peace and cheers.